Here's a signal that I use to help me to work out when I should be trading on the weekly time frame. I'll show it to you right now. Right now we've got Bitcoin pulling back into this cradle zone. This is the area for which I trade from. Okay, back into these moving averages. There's a whole checklist series of things I need to see before I raise an order, and the checklist tells me exactly what to do. One of the most crucial parts of the strategy, though, is a bullish candle in this zone around these two moving averages. It's pulled back into an old level of resistance. It's not an exact level. It's not a perfect level, but we are back into old highs. Okay, so we're running through here. It's a bit of a region. That's a bonus factor in my eyes. Bottom line, higher low here, higher high, pulling back, bullish candle in the cradle zone. Now, this is also important because, well, I've still got a 1 day and 20 hours. So Monday morning, 10 a.m. is when this will either set up for me to be able to trade it or not. This is for Bitcoin and Bitcoin alone. Now, in my video earlier in the week, I did share a long position I have an order raised for on AVAX, again, based on the weekly. And a lot of people think, well, geez, that's a long period of time, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it's the weekly timeframes that will set up when markets have been a little bit slow and haven't really been progressing all that well. And as you and I both know, that's kind of been our market for a little while now. As you can see with Bitcoin, it's been, 3 weeks of pulling back in a row after a little bit of a slow period as well. So it's been the best part of 2 months since we saw any sort of real fireworks. And we're seeing that on Bitcoin. One of the things that I'm seeing as well is with AVAX, the higher low building up into this break level. If we can break this, that's why I have my order in. I think we will see a good run from that. I also use total market cap. So again, let's come in and just keep things really, really simple. Total market cap back in now. It's actually a little bit nicer of the level's already there. A bit better level than Bitcoin. We've got the higher low, we've got the higher high. We're pulling back into that 3.68 trillion, the old highs through this region, and we've got that small bullish candle there. Now, this is the big one for me because what this tells me is that the total market cap, of course, this includes everything, including Bitcoin, it's pulled back really nicely. And therefore, maybe not everything in the total market cap, but a lot of the market is going to look a little bit like this, or whatever way it makes the weight of this is going to look a little bit like this with a small bullish candle. And that to me represents the possibility for a trade to set up. And that's what I'll be looking for on Monday. Come along and have a look at others as well. Now, others doesn't have quite as strong a trend as that of Bitcoin and total market cap, but there is a bullish candle right there. There's a higher low, a higher high. It's not a great one, but it has pulled back and there is a bullish candle. This tells me that there are other options outside of our top 10 that may actually have a good opportunity for a trade for me. So what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday is sharing on my free newsletter the list that I've just shared with my Discord community to show you what I am looking for, what fits my rules and my, for my checklist for stalking trades on out of this enormous list of futures contracts for crypto. I do it not every single day. I do it multiple times a week for my Discord. I'm going to show you what I have found that does tick the boxes for me, that looks similar to Bitcoin with that bullish candle in the cradle and similar to the total market cap. But that's what I use to tell me when the weekly is a good time, or it's a good time to be looking at the weekly for trading opportunities. Now, you can do this with spot. You can do this with margin. I would suggest if you are going to trade a weekly time frame with margin, you reduce the multiple of margin. So, instead of going 10x margin or leverage, you might go, say, 3x. Why? Well, people have a misconception about how margin works and how the 50x or 100x works, what it essentially means. And I'm going to do some videos on this. So, like or subscribe to my YouTube channel there, the Grow Me Co. And I'm going to explain what it actually means, because there's a big misconception out there about how margin works. People seem to think that the higher if you've got 100x leverage, it means you're making more money. It doesn't mean that at all, okay? It does not work like that. I take the same trade with 3x leverage and 100x leverage. If the same move, I'm going to make just as much money on the 3x as I will on the 100x. I'll demystify that in the weeks ahead. But yeah, little tip there. This is the sort of thing I look for when I'm looking for weekly timeframes and higher timeframes. This is swing trading. You can go for this as a spot. You can look for positions to load up on to build your portfolio, hoping that we do get a bull run. And this is one of the signals I look for. Jump on my free newsletter, guys. It's in the link below or on my bio, wherever you find it. Just go have a look. And I'll be putting out that list on Tuesday, provided there's still one left. It's looking pretty good now, though. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.